Hey y'all. So we have made it a week. Well, today is a week. It is day 7. We are here together doing this. And no matter what day you started with us, welcome to today. For those of us who are in it these 7 days, and even if you haven't been doing it for 7 days, you're still on this journey for the 21 days and you're at the 7th day with us. I just want to share a little bit about what you might be feeling at the end of week 1 and what you can do with that, right? So this week you have been encouraged to do whatever works for you, but we have also talked about and focused on the areas of your emotional space, your physical spaces, your time, your money, um, wherever you need it to go. But the guide mentioned emotional space, physical space, and time. Um, Whew is all I can say. Is whew. This purge will work if you work it. This- I'm telling you, this purge will work if you work it. I showed you all my office in the week 6 video. I mean, the day 6 video. I'm not going to show you again because it looks the same. The reason why it looks the same is because I still had to do my regular work, take care of my son, and all of those things while in the middle of a messy, cluttered purge where I am sorting through, asking myself all of these questions. It's a lot. It's a lot. So I just wanted to acknowledge that. And, I was saying this before this podcast, but I at least want to acknowledge that Glennon Doyle has a podcast by this name. But I want to say it because I was saying it before that we can do hard things. We can do hard things. You and I together in community, talking through it, processing it, taking a break when we need to take a break. Shout out to those of you who said, I just needed to break, I just to process, just to let go of it for a minute. I just needed to take a break. When you need, honor what your body says, honor what your mind, your spirit tells you in the moment. Some of you have shared that you are in the process of the emotional purge and you started listing your emotions down and what you're feeling and just couldn't finish the process because well, first of all, you don't have to finish the process in one day. You only have to do one thing, and whatever that one thing looks like, you can stop there. Um, but you felt like you needed to just pause because it was so overwhelming. I get it, but we can do hard things together. And I'm telling you, this might feel hard, even if you're just getting started and you're like, where do I start? I want you to consider when I say emotional space, clearing out your emotional space. When I say reorganizing, decluttering a physical space, a closet, a drawer. Um, when I say clearing out your calendar of unnecessary things, or clearing out your money issues of the unnecessary buying. What pops up for you? I need to purge that. I need to declutter that. That's where you should be right now. That's where all of us should be. And I know they are married. Some of you have said this, so I'm just echoing your sentiments and I'm sharing mine. I am in the midst of a physical space purge and an emotional purge. And while I'm doing that, I'm snacking, y'all. But that's my small coping in order to process and get this done because this is massive. I'm in the middle of it right now, and you can't see it until I turn it around. Isn't that just like life? You can't see. You can arrange it so that people only see what you want them to see. And so it's when we decide to be vulnerable and expose some parts of ourselves to those that we trust, not to everybody, but I'm choosing to expose this part of me to you all because you have chosen to take this walk with me, right? So That's enough, kind of just setting the stage and ranting a little bit. I want to make sure that you know, as it relates to day 7, still either purge one thing or take a break. Just process, just reflect, just breathe, take a moment and take the day off. Whatever you need to do on this day 7, do honor what you need to do. I am going to spend some time in here because it's one of the only days I get to do it fully, right? It happens to be a weekend for me. So that's what I'm going to do. And I want to just say something to you about this emotional space. And it's in the guide. There are questions in the guide. Um, as you begin asking yourself these questions, be gentle with yourself. Take your time. When with all of these, right? I just want you to think about all of these questions are important, every last one of them. But what has been the cost of you giving um, this emotional space, some of your inner space, this emotional stuff, junk, some of your inner space? What has it cost you to give this emotional stuff? To allow this clutter? What has it cost you? And I just want you to think about that. It is an obstacle question. If you've been watching the day 5 and day 6 videos, it's an obstacle question. But I want you to think about that because I don't want you to give up. I don't want you to stop. I want you to get through these 21 days with me. It feels like a lot. They say, 21 days makes a habit. I'm not worried about a habit. I'm worried about the stick to itiveness of purging an area. Maybe more than one area, maybe more than one space, but at least an area, at least a space. Just the stick to itiveness of getting through the hard thing in community. You can do this. Sometimes we avoid the emotional work, we avoid the clutter in our lives because it's just easier to keep it hidden. But maybe go back to that first section and realize that clutter costs you. And I really want you to think about what has your emotional clutter cost you. And believe it or not, your physical spaces are connected to your emotional clutter. So if you have not dealt with any part of your physical, right? If you haven't dealt with your not taking care of your body, not dealing with your emotions, not getting rest, all of that is connected in some way to your emotional health and well being or lack thereof. And so I'm on this journey with you. I am not going to stop. I'm committed. As tired as I may be, I will be here every day to encourage you. It's up to you to do the work. Part of the work is watching the video. Another part of the work is picking up that guide. If you don't have the guide yet, pick it up. Go get the guide. TrenaceRichardson.com/purge. For those of you who are in the Real Women All Access community, or if you're in Leading with Soul, you have an access code. Just reach out to me and I will pass that on to you if you haven't seen it in your email or in the Facebook groups. I will be talking more in weeks 2 and 3 about how maybe not as intense as this all the time, but how you can remain in community with me to continue your work. Your personal development work is critical to your well-being, and I will be talking more about that. But for now, I just want you to know that we can do hard things together, and this will work if you work it. I love you guys. Happy day 7.